Okay, so we are in chapter number 6 and we have come up to shloka number 20. Now, as we know, this particular chapter, which is called Dhyana Yoga, or Atma Samyama Yoga, and the focus on by Sri Lord Krishna on this particular teaching is on meditation, as we call, or dhyana, and that meditation, as we generally call, and generally we are in practice and we are aware of, we need to get that context very clearly. So I'm trying to kind of give some references here from great yogis and great mahan who have accomplished the ultimate stage in this particular stage of meditation, who have become a jivan mukta. So one such great Mahayogi that we have all seen in the recent past is our Shringeri Jagat Guru, even the current Acharya. But then one who has written explicitly in his book with authority is Shri Abhinava Vidyatita Mahaguru, who was a Shringeri Shankaracharya. So in his reference, in fact, he has referred, especially in this shloka, verse number 20 and 21. As we are we have seen the shloka number 20 in the last class. That is why I'm getting this context to you. Now, in that, I have sent you as an attachment to the WhatsApp as well. If you may look at that one, let me see if I can open up my WhatsApp and share that pages with you. So we will get into that. And I want to give you some reference as well in that we need to. I don't know. People are see unless I say any day, the classes are there every Sunday because I'm committed to that to Lord Krishna, not to not mainly to him. So what I'm really saying is I will certainly advise you in that accord, but then just for your own knowledge. That's all. Now, in that, I've given you two of them. So I will probably open the first one, which tells you a lot effort in that particular this shloka itself of Bhagavad Gita. Now, we should also kind of, why it is not doing this? This one comes, but I wanted to get to the previous one. It has come now. Okay, it took some time. Okay. So you see in this particular one, is exactly referred this shloka number 20 and 21. That's why I want to come here. Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pashyannatmani tushyati. And today we will start with Sukham Madhyantikam Yadyat Buddhigrahya Matindriyam Veti Yatrana Chaivayam Stitaschalati Tatvataha. Now, these two shloka, and though in the Ashtanga Yoga we said Yama Niyama Asana Pranayama Pratyahara Dharana Dhyana Samadhi. So this particular verse number 20 and 21 dwells very much into Samadhi. Now, Samadhi, as we all perceive, have known, we need to get the context very clearly so that we get Krishna's message in these particular shloka, and also from the whole perspective that to understand, because Krishna is also saying that this is not something that is experienced like normally buddhigrahyam atindriyam. That's all he's going to say today. But before we get into that, just as a literal meaning, we need to get this one, this very important. Samadhi dvividha bhavat. You see here, this is what he says. Dvividaha samadhi sampragyataho asampragyatascha. That is, samadhi is of two important types. One we call generally as a savikalpa samadhi or samprajnata samadhi, and another one we call it as nirvikalpa samadhi or asamprajnata samadhi. So what are these two different samadhi we need to understand? And samadhi, as we know, is a state in that great yogic practice, or in that yogic state that one has attained. Savikalpa in generally means when he's doing the dhyana, because samadhi he is after dhyana, right? So when you have to sit for dhyana, then the samadhi happens. Now the samadhi, when we say savikalpa, sa means always together with something. Saha. Vikalpa saha savikalpa. So what is savikalpa means? That he is taking the dharana of a Bhagavan, a Ishvara, a Rupam, anything. It could be anything. He could be just be imagining on that Akshara, Om, or Gam, or anything, Shreem, or that Shivalinga, or that Vishnu Saligrama, anything, any of the Rupam, which has got a form, object, and name. These are required for an object to be perceived. So through that, he enters into the samadhi state, wherein he completely we shouldn't say even merge, he becomes one with that state of that particular Ishvara or that Rupa, and then he is completely immersed. His identity is dissolved. His identity is non-existent for him. That is savikalpa samadhi. I'm just giving a very literal meaning. In the nirvikalpa samadhi, he does not even take that name of any object. There is no object even thought before going into that. He just closes in the eyes and he goes into a nirguna. Nirguna means there is no gunam also. He is because guna comes with the rupa, nama, everything, anything that is perceived. He directly enters into that one. That is nirvikalpa samadhi. Again, this samadhi, so that's what he said here. That's why I'm just simply explaining to you. Dividaha samadhi sampragyataha, that is sampragyatascha. ध्येयैकाकर सत्त्ववृत्तिर्भेदेन कथञ्चित् न्यायमाना संप्रज्ञातः समाधिः कथमपि पृथक् अज्ञायमाना. That is, अज्ञायमाना means he is not there in any perception. Saiva sattva vrittihi asamprajnata samadhi. That's what he's saying here. And this is from his own words of Abhinava Vidyatita Mahaswamihi, who have progressively entered into this stage, and he has revealed into his one of his greatest disciple, Umesh. And this is taken from that book in this particular one. Now again, both Savikalpa Samadhi and the Nirvikalpa Samadhi is for a what can I say, a seeker or for a mumukshu, it forms in the part of nididhyasanam. Now we need to get all these things very clear. So for any seeker to attain moksha, our Shastra says about three things: Shravanam, Manana, Nididhyasanam. Shravanam, the first informative knowledge that you obtain from the Guru Shastra Mukhe, from the Guru's words and from the Shastram, the first hand knowledge that you get, and then you perceive it. You perceive it exactly, you understand what is the literal meaning, the intended meaning, the tattvartham, everything. It has gone into the mind. It is completely there. It is there. Then mananam, then you really contemplate on that and cognize on that particular more and more. And when the mananam happens, the more doubts arises. And when the doubts more and more arises, when you really start going into the practice. So the mananam also involves application, just not only thinking, but having conviction of applying that particular principles of all the different ways that you have heard about it. Then the nidhi dhyasanam happens, where that is why nidhi dhyasanam or nidhi dhyanam, that then he goes into the dhyanam of that nidhi, meaning to say that tattva, that which is completely cognized. And that he enters into that samadhyanam through either savikalpa or nirvikalpa. Now in the Advaita Shastra, so all these three are very, very important, right? In the Advaita Shastra, that which is absolutely realized in the final stage, when he has realized that particular Atma Jnanam, realized, when we say this is only the English language, but we are saying that he has completely, that Atma Jnana Pravritti, that it is completely, he has become one with that. That particular yogi, that particular sthanam of the mumukshu. Now, there are two thoughts in the Advaita Sampradaya. Why we need to know is these are all very important when we go deep into this. One is called Bhamati school of thought, and another one is called Vivarana school of thought. These could be new words, but that's okay. And you can record this one, go and analyze it. I'll give you some historical background. Now, when Adi Shankara defined means, yes, even his Bhashyam and everything from Brahma Sutra Bhashyam, he has not given this Bhamati or Vivarana. He has given all of them, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam, giving all importance. So it happened, you know a lot of the stories. Then what happened? Padmapadacharya, he wanted to write a Vartika on the Brahma Sutra Bhashyam. So whatever he wrote at that time, it is under only the first 5 sutras explanation he was able to, we have it, because the rest of them got burnt. I have told you before a lot of time how we went to Trichy and then what happened, burnt. And then because he read only that 5 to Shankaracharya got it from his memory and brought it, and that is what is still remaining. That is called Panchapadika. That school is what is called Vivarana. That school is called Vivarana. And that Vivarana school of Advaita says Jnanam or the Moksham is through Shravanam. I'm condensing from lots and lots of big books for you. So that Vivarana school of thought says that Moksham in the Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam, Shravanam is the most important. Moksham is only through Shravanam, or primarily through Shravanam. Mananama Nididhyasanam, though don't reject Mananama Nididhyasanam, but they kind of say Mananam Nididhyasanam is important, but Shravanam is the most, not the most. Moksham is through Shravanam. That's what their thing is. And that is what most of the today's Advaita school also follows. Then the Bhamati came, because these are all very nice stories. So, no, Bhamati, see, though Adi Shankara wanted Sureshwaracharya to write the Vartikam, because of those time, whatever happened, you know, Padmapada wrote. Then there was another great Mahaswami who at I think around, because Adi Shankara 780 to 820, around 1000 years there, he wrote this Bhamati. And he's also said that he is a rebirth of Mandana Mishra. Now, the Bhamati he wrote, he has got a complete Vartikam of Brahma Sutra Bhashya. As per the Bhamati school of thought, according to him, the moksha is through Nididhyasana. That is, in these contexts as we come across here. So the Bhamati Vivarana, Bhamati is according to him, he says through Nididhyasanam, alone that Aparoksha Anubhati. And both of them say ultimate knowledge is, or ultimate realization happens to aparoksha anubhuti, meaning to say, whatever we learn from Guru or the Shastra, or now when we do, everything is paroksha, means it is through something that you objectifiable knowledge is paroksha jnana. Shravanam is paroksha. But at the time you perceive, for example, I may be teaching to 5 of you. All 5 of you may be perceiving it in different direction. That is your own aparoksha. When all of you that commonly hear, that is paroksham, because that is my words. And what is displayed in the screen. You see through the screen, you hear through your words, that is paroksham. Paroksha means paraksham, that is from that which is perceived as externally. But even from that external, there is an internal perception which is different to each one of you. That internal perception is aparoksham. You can only reveal by words to a certain extent, but you cannot exactly say how you are cognized. That exact cognition, when it becomes 100% in yourself, that is aparoksham. And that ultimate, when it gets revealed, that is what is the aparoksha jnanam. Then you become that absolute yogi, because after that there is no doubt. And that remains forever, because that's what all these words are going to come, as you are saying. From that sthiti, there is no faltering, there is nothing. He is a jiva, he is literally a jivan mukta from that state. Now, what in our, again, coming back to our, so most of the schools today follow vivarana, which is shravanam. Now, if we may ask, then what is our Shringeri or our Shankaracharya, they all follows? They follow both. They study both. They study both. For example, Vidyarana Mahaswamigal has written a lot on Vivarana as well. And they also learned a lot on Bhamati. But what we need to really understand is that we cannot simply put away Nididhyasanam or this Nirvikalpa Samadhi as something that may be there, may not be there. Because there is a very, what can I say? There is a school of thought, like lot of them. I don't want to name the schools, okay? So for them, Nirvikalpa Samadhi is that it is okay. It is also something that is, what can I say, transactional, they say. But as per all these schools and as per all these things, it is not transactional. So what here, what he says, Abhinav Vidyatita Mahaswamiji, this of the form, just the object. So when he goes into the sampragyata, the pure vritti, modification of the mind of the form of just the object meditated upon constitutes a sampragyata samadhi, that is savikalpa. Which I said the object is meditated upon. If it is somehow apprehended apart from its object, so if it is somehow apprehended apart from its object, that very vritti constitutes asampragyata samadhi, when it is in no way apprehended apart from the object. And he also gives Lord the Sarva Vedanta Sara Sangraha about this Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And as per him as well, in the next page in that, many of you who have the book, you may also go and see this one. And what he also very clearly says, this non-dual Brahman alone manifestation, this happens purely by Ishvara Darshanam and by the Guru's grace. So as he says, in this there is no triputi due to the absence of the conception of the knower, known, and the object of knowledge. This samadhi is called Nirvikalpa. Meaning to say, in the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, there is no triputi. And he says very much here, he has his own experience. When I opened my eyes after the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and Nirvikalpa Samadhi in this book also, how Acharya went into, he every day recites his experience to his Guru Chandrasekhara Bharati Swamiji. He says, yes, keep on meditating the way. One day when he was meditating on that Kalabhairava temple near which in the top of the small hill there, Parameshwara appears before him. And he tells him, Parameshwara Sakshat tells him, Vatsa, I'm just going to read those words because it's not in before you here. So he says, Vatsa, Shwaha, that is from tomorrow, Prabhritya means from tomorrow onwards, Atra, that is in this Kalabhairava temple, Nirakaro Pare Tattve. Nirakaro means Nirguna. Nirguna Pare Tattve. On the Nirguna Paratattvam. Manaha Samadhayatsva. From tomorrow, you start meditating on the Nirguna Paratattvam Samadhaya. You start and from there. Achirena Brahma Samstho Bhavishyati. Very soon you will become that Brahma Samstha, that Sthita Prajna, Jivan Bhukti Bhavishyati. It is also there in that same one of these pages. We can go and see. So these are all the, and then he says, after he has experienced his Nirvikalpa Samadhi, when I opened my eyes, I could see the scene in front of me, yet I did not see it. For I was quite indifferent to the apparent diversity rooted in names and forms. So clear was the realization that I was of the very nature of absolute existence that I apprehended nothing whatsoever as existing apart from me. Everything was like bubbles on the ocean that was myself. When I rose after some time, my body felt like the cotton wool, and as I walked down the hill, it seemed as if I was a moving canoe. And after about the hour of apprehension, I am the supreme Brahman, other than which there is nothing, started to slowly weaken from the being on par with perceiving a fruit in one's open palm. So he goes a lot even while he's sleeping, and he says, by divine grace, attaining Nirvikalpa Samadhi had become very easy for me. So in these are my authority to say about going back to the one, that the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, what Bhagavan here he says, is what he says in the shloka number 20 and 21. So let's get into a bit more. But refer to these ones, and that, so it is up to individual to also do some research in these things. That is why I'm just giving you a little bit more deep thoughts into these particular Savikalpa Samadhi and Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Okay, so when Bhagavan, in the last class we saw Yatra, Kutra, the Yasmin Kale, I said, this refers to Yatra Yoga Sevaya, by the practice of Dhyana Yoga in that self one. So he said, Niruddham Chittam Uparamate. The tranquility of that particular mind is a cessation of all modification. Uparamate, rejoice. Yatra cha, in that meditative state or in that samadhi, I would say in the samadhi state, Atmana, Atmanam, Pashyan. See that aparokshanubhuti has happened now. Pashyan, Atmani eva tushyati. In this one. And now we'll go into the today's class, where he goes a little bit more deep into that particular, explain further about this Nirvikalpa Samadhi. So in the shloka number 20, he slowly proceeds from Savikalpa to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And the shloka number 21, Bhagavan even explains more about the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. To come to that context, I had taken today just 30 minutes. In the short time I could do. But these are the great potent that even Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has revealed. So now, what Bhagavan says, this about the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, that Yatra is what Bhagavan is explaining more, which is what I have kind of gone into the more detail. This is Buddhigrahyam, that it is intuited by the intellect. It is not a knowledge that is known from externally. In this Buddhigrahyam, though it is said, it is not like the Bhakya Jnanena Buddhigrahyam. This is Antarjnanena Grahyam. Atindriyam. That is why it is Atindriyam, meaning to say it is not coming from any of the indriyas, meaning to say now whatever you listening, it is coming through ears or through eyes. It is not like that. But at the same time, one must understand, in the state of nididhyasanam, no new knowledge comes. There is no new knowledge, but it is the same knowledge where there is a dissemination of any ignorance that is there. That's all. That is also very important to understand. In the both Savikalpa Samadhi and Nirvikalpa Samadhi, you don't immediately learn something new. It is what you have learned and then applied, but that gets beautifully self-revealed. That is why it is called Atindriyam. That is why the Shravanam is important. Without Shravanam and Mananam, this Nididhyasanam, the self-revealing can never happen. So if you take it from that perspective, yes, you can say Shravanam is the one from where this Jnanam of self-revelation happens. If you take it from that context. But if you take it from the context of a seeker to really become in that state, then Nididhyasanam is the one through which that aparokshanubhuti happen. So it is just a contextual words. So Atindriyam and Atyantikam. Atyantikam means that it is absolutely unsurpassable. Antikam means end. Atyantikam means that which is endless. That's why I referred you that particular book. That when that particular yatra, in that particular state, once he has attained that one, then there is no coming back. That is once realized is once realized. It is not partial realization. It is never, then it's not realized. That is why it is Atyantikam, absolutely unsurpassable. Yat tat, that is what yat tat. Yat tat, that which, what was realized, yat tat sukham. This is absolute bliss. This absolute bliss or that happiness, that sukham, what Bhagavan says, sukham ayam veti, ayam yogi veti. Veti, this Veti is a beautiful, it is a, this one is not just a, that he has known. This is what he has realized it or cognized. Ayam, that this is buddhi grahyam, that is aparokshanubhuti. Atindriyam, it is not from external. And this is Atyantikam, once obtained is obtained. There's no going back. And that Atyantikam yat tat sukham, ayam yogi veti. That is why I showed you that one. Once it is obtained, it is for him, it is ever there. Veti and yatra, veti, veti, yatra, after 8, 9, yatra. That is yatra number 11, 10, cha sthitihi. Yatra cha sthitihi, that particular state, when you have got up from that some nirvikalpa samadhi and walking about as he was saying, that sthitihi, that's why I quoted that book very clearly, where he has revealed after the nirvikalpa samadhi. Yatra cha sthitihi, tattvataha, that tattva swarupat, meaning to say, but from that aparokshanubhuti swarupat, that swatmatma swarupat, swatma tattva swarupat, tattvataha na eva chalati. Chalati means, falters, or there is a slip, or there's a change or a modification. Chalati, chalam means, that's why chalati, meaning to say there is a flow. There is no other flow. That it is once happened, it is happened. That is why tattva sarupat tattvataha na eva chalati. Na eva chalati. It never falters from there once it is obtained. That is the importance of this particular Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And this is the state when we attain that Sthita Prajna. Sthita Prajna Pratisthate. This is the stage at a place when he has become a Sthita Prajna Pratisthate. Because Sthitaha, that there is nothing, there is no other going back and forth. That is what Bhagavan again explains that more. That is why I had to stress on 2021, because 2021 forms the epitome of Atma Samyama Yoga. As if. That is why I had to spend some time today. And so Bhagavan says again, Yam labdva chaparam labham manyate nadikam tataha yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Once more, Yam labdva chaparam labham manyate nadikam tataha yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. So Yam, number one, Yam. Kim, that aparoksha jnanam. I'm continuously showing so you know that particular word, what it really means. Yam cha, that particular realization or ultimate state of Sthita Prajna, yam cha labdva. Labdva is only an alankara word. Meaning to say, though it literally means having obtained. But it is actually that his real state that he has become. Both that it is for anybody outside, it is not known, but he knows. He knows that after that, whether he is, however he is breathing, however he is moving about in the world, it is just for the sake of continuation, because he is a Jivan Muktaha from that very minute. That is why cha labdva. The labdva, then tataha. Tataha adikam. If there is anything superior to this bliss, tataha adikam na manyate. Tataha adikam, sorry, aparam. Aparam labham na manyate. After that, adukapparam vera yedavadhu avanukku adayam irukka na manyate. No. Is there anything else to be obtained? Adikam tataha. That is from that Veti, this Veti stage, from there tataha adikam adikam aparam labham na manyate. He does not have an inch of anything to take, anything more than that. His purpose is obtained for the millions of birth he has taken. That means that he has become a yogi, that absolute Sthita Prajna, a Jivan Mukta. So that is why tataha adikam aparam labham na manyate. He does not having to have anything to be gained, but meaning to say there is nothing. He has obtained his purpose of that particular life. And also Bhagavan says, Yasmin Sthitaha, 10 and 11. Yasmin Sthitaha, meaning to say that after that Sthita Prajna stage, in that sthiti, Yasmin Sthitaha, Guruna Dukkena. Guruna, here Guru means, don't take the Guru who means that teacher. Guru here means heavy. That is why we call the planet Jupiter Guru, because it's the heaviest planet. So, Guruna Dukkena, meaning to say he could have the biggest worry that he and you, it could be them. Guruna Dukkena api na vichalyate. Whatever, there is no dukkham for him. You could think the biggest of the biggest dukkham for him, in the material world, na vichalyate. He does not get shaken by that. So now again, go back to that Sthita Prajna. What did Bhagavan says that then? Dukkeshvanudvignamanaha sukeshu vigatasprugaha vitaraga bhayakrodaha stitadhir muni ruchyate. That is what he's saying. And you should also get guruna dukkena guruna sukena api. For him, sukham, dukkam, everything is completely immaterial. Na vichalyate. Does not impact him one bit. Na vichalyate. So that is why I said that's a Jivan Mukti state. It's 20 and 21. From that state of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And Bhagavan very beautifully defines this is what is called yoga, as we traditionally speak. So Bhagavan says, Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sangitam. See, this particular one, you have to chant together. You cannot, so I'm just telling you where we can't break. This is one place. You cannot chant Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga. No, you cannot break here. Okay, this is yoga viyogam. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga sangitam sanischayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa. Okay. So Bhagavan now defines, after having completely given you the complete essence of the yoga in this above 20, 21, 22, he says, Arjuna, this is what is called differently the yoga. And the definition of yoga, what is given here in Bhagavad Gita, in this shloka number 23, is very unique. You will not find in any other shastra. Very, very unique. So what Bhagavan says, tam, that aparoksha jnanam, or tam sthitam, that yasmin sthito, that tam, from that by which tam, what is he saying? Dukkha sanyoga viyogam. So go from here. See, yoga means in literal meaning something that joins together, right? Yujyate, yunjanevam, means to say something joining. Viyogam means that which separates. Vikataha yogam, meaning to say that which is separated from. So Bhagavan says yoga truly viyogam, it's a separation. It is not a joining of something that we always say, Atma, Paramatma, joining is yogam, me going into that particular abode as that is called yoga, or me merging with that. Yoga says no. What Bhagavan really says is viyogam really is the yoga, because from where you are viyogam? From the dukkha sanyogam. Because where is the dukkha sanyogam? Samsara bandham. And that is what he says, yoga sangitam vidya. Yoga, that is what is sangita means, that normally known as yoga vidya. Meaning to say, he says, what is normally yoga sangita means, yoga as normally known. Sanghi, ni means known, some well known. What is normally well known as yoga, Arjuna, is actually dukkha sanyoga viyogam, or samsara yoga viyogam, or that which is a complete end, complete release from the sorrow and everything that it is come from the dukkham in this samsara sagaram. That is what is truly known as with yoga. So that is why we can't because dukkha sanyoga, then we can't say dukkha sanyoga, because this is samastapadam. Dukkha sanyoga viyogam. So if one has to define yoga, you can define it as dukkha sanyoga viyogam. You can also put it as sukha sanyoga viyogam. But he does not want to put sukham, because he has put the sukham as an authenticam sukham here. Okay, so that is why that yegi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya samyate. It's certain fire. From that perspective, that's why Bhagavan is saying here. So tam sangitam vidyat, and then number 8. Anirvinna Chetasa. So now you understand, releasing from the clutches of sorrow is the yoga. From the samsara sagara, dukkham is when you are getting released from there. That is what is truly called yoga. And how that is obtained? By this one particular state of from that particular samadhi. And in that samadhi, when we state, it is not a state again. It is that aparoksha jnana sanya, that aparoksha jnana anubhuti. That which has sprung upon him, that particular, from there is what this is happening, the viyogam. And Bhagavan says that one, Arjuna, anirvinna chetasa. One word. Anirvinna chetasa. Chetasa means by that mind here. Which kind of a mind? Anirvinna chetasa. With a relentless, committed, convicted mind. Anirvinna chetasa. By that non-despondent, non-faltering, completely committed, completely having a conviction that yes, this is what is going to release me from the 100% dukkham. With that chetasa, with that chetas, that tritiya bhakti, anirvinna chetasa, nischaye, anirvinna chetasa, chetasa. Number 10, saha yogaha. Saha yogaha. This yogam, what Bhagavan has said in this number 20, 21, 22 in the above, saha yogaha nischayena yoktavyaha. This is a mandate. 100% nischayena yoktavyaha. Yoktavyaha is the one that is to be practiced. Here yoktavyaha means is the one that is to be practiced, or the one that is to be sought after. That is the one that is to be put as your goal and your objective for all the yoga that I am pursuing. That what is yoktavyaha, definitely. And this is what is. So these are all the places where Bhagavan very clearly given his 100% recommendation, 100% what can I say, advices. This is the one, nischayena yoktavya, anirvinna chetasa. So Bhagavan has given very clear definition about that. Atma samyama yoga in this particular chapter, and that we has given you in all these ones. Now Bhagavan will explain this dukkha sayoga viyogam in the next 3 shlokam, how this is again formed, and that is and then how that is also some practicing principles from a seeker perspective. From a seeker perspective who has not yet, who want, because we have now got the definitive motive, like because of Arjuna. So Arjuna is in that state who is now convinced, and Bhagavan is saying, yes, Bhagavan, now I am, because he's still a karma yogi like many of us. He's a karma yogi. So he's saying, yes, now I want to do that. How can I pursue and how can I start? That Bhagavan says in this verse number 24, 25, and 26. Yes, that we will start from next class. With that, I will finish for today, because I just wanted to kind of go more into this particular Savikalpa Samadhi and Nirvikalpa Samadhi, which is both known as. So what you need to grasp from today's class is that Savikalpa Samadhi is also called Sampragyata Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Asampragyata Samadhi, and the 3 things, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasanam, the Atma Samyama Yogam comes in Nididhyasanam, which is what this particular chapter is. And also that particular school, 2 schools of thought, though I told you that Bhamati and Vivarana, which is the 2 schools from the Advaita school, they all also comprehend this one. There is no conflict one, but there is a slight importance in which they say, but you got to take it with that particular context in which you do it. So with that, I will finish the class today. Any doubt in what we have done today? And another small announcement I want to make. Next class, we are not having Sunday evening because Sunday morning we have a Swaminiji who is visiting us in Sydney, and Swaminiji has kindly considered to visit our home to next Sunday morning, probably around 10 to 10:30. I will let you know the exact time. So people who are here in Sydney, please visit us. Yatish Bhaiya, Chandrasekhar Maithiliji, whomsoever is here, Kalpanaji, please come and visit us. So, we can have a satsang with Swamiji on that morning. Maybe very short, 1 hour or something like that. And then we will leave. That's all. And so, you're all please invited for that. I will send you the timing in the class communication. Yeah. With that. Om Tat Sat iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita so Upanishatsu
So